is Private Lynch. And even though it was in English, I still feared because I did not know what was about to happen. Yeah, the next thing I knew, the door was being, jolted open, and the 2 Iraqi men being led outside, and in came, there was PJs, Rangers, you name it, they were all in there, airmen standing by my bed, and then quickly whisked me, got me out of there and down to an awaiting helicopter as quickly as they could. From that point, one of the men looked at me and he ripped the American flag off of his uniform, and he said, "We're Americans and we're here to take you home," and placed that American flag off of his uniform into my hand, and away we went. And they took me back to Germany, where I was first assessed, and then Kuwait, and then on to Germany. Once I got back to Germany, they were able to really go through all of the tests to see exactly what they could find out. And then obviously this took over several weeks of exams and everything that was occurring. But they determined that I had a head laceration to the top of my head, so I have a big scar that runs the full length of my hairline. And then they were able to determine that the right humerus was indeed snapped, so the Iraqis took it and literally took my hand or my arm and snapped my arm in half. And then so they put a rod there. The back has a cage in place of it. The tibia that I was telling you about earlier, there's a rod in place of it, and then the right foot was held together with screws, pins, rods, and plates. And then when they took me down to the operating room, when I was still with the Iraqis, so when the Iraqis took me down to the operating room, what I did not know at that time was when I was first taken to the hospital, when I was in the unconscious period, so I was still knocked out, they surgically removed my femur bone from my leg, and they replaced it with a 1940s era rod that was fit for a man, and it was unsterilized. So when they took me down to the operating room, it was to take that rod out that they were going to replace it since it was severely infected. Thankfully, once I got back in the hands of Germany, they were able to go in, clean the leg up, replace it with a nice sterilized rod. So yeah, it's been 21 years now, and I am so thankful that I get to stand up here and tell my story, and not even, like Chad was saying, not even for myself, but for my lost comrades. Again, we lost 11, 6 were captured. I was the only POW that was taken and held separately. The other 5 were held together, and then they were released, I think it was April 22nd, or no, sorry, April 12th. April 12th of 2003, they were released from the Iraqis, so thankfully they made it home safely back to their families as well. And then we had, I think, 15 that were counted as Purple Hearts. But what I want to talk to you guys is, no matter what, never give up. Always find perseverance inside of you, that ability to keep going and to never give up, no matter what kind of situation you are in, because unfortunately we are all dealing with something in life, whether it is, hopefully nothing as severe as what I went through, but you know, financial, relationships, school, teenage boys, teenage boys, fun. But no matter what we are all dealing with, we all have something in our life that is holding us back and wanting us to not want to keep going, that we want to give up on. Just don't. Find whatever strength inside of you to keep going, to keep finding that strength, and just every single day giving it your all. Like Chad was saying, I found it within me to go back to school, so I became a elementary education teacher. I absolutely enjoy that right now. I am a substitute teacher, which again, I love that even more because I get to bounce from school to school and drop in on these 3 girls down here when they aren't expecting it and become their teacher for the day, and they do not like that. But I do, because then I get to look at all their grades. But anyway, yeah, I appreciate you guys so much for having me here today. I know that I tried to keep it under 30 minutes, hopefully I did that. But if you guys have any questions, we will be out there, so if you find us before dinner is ready or whatnot, you're more than welcome to come up and ask me anything that you have questions for, because again, I was given a timeline and I tried to stick with that, so hopefully you guys are not late for dinner and get you out of here. So again, thank all of our veterans in here for your service. Thank you. And again, everybody else, thank you so much for your love and support, not only to me, but to all of our veterans in the community. Thank you.